at least I would say the Philippines had already, several experiences of people having crossed over from civil society to government. And therefore, my experience was within an environment of we have to plan this, we have to have our agenda, we have to know that the cabinet is a political arena, we have to know that organized citizens are our main source of mandate. And so you had these principles that already, were in the discussion environment when I crossed over. And you also had now the expectation born of former crossovers experiences that you also had to learn the technical know-how, of the arena you were going in. This was not an advocacy, this was not just an advocacy agenda. You had to know how government worked, you had to know how the structures and the bureaucracy and the budget, had to do it. There is always a code to power. And once you're able to decode it, you're able to address more the inequities and the gaps in terms of empowerment. The strategies that we were looking at were how do you open up this process, this national budget process, to the citizens and civil society. One of the best elements of a budget is when it is participatory in nature and as much as possible grassroots. So we tried to open up the budget process to civil society. An offshoot of this was, I think, one of the best strategies that crossovers can either copy. I mean, you can multiply this all over. Is that one of the things we started to examine is we came up with what we call the principles of constructive engagement. And it simply meant what are the guides that both government and civil society can study, examine, live by, if they live by, in terms of how do you engage with each other, especially around the national budget, because it's a language of power. It is the give and take of the capacity to make decisions. How do you find spaces, guides, ideas that would open up normally closed areas and processes to more people?